NeoBards Silent Hill F is finally here, at least for Deluxe Edition owners, and based on impressions thus far, it's pretty good. It's also extremely terrifying. Even those versed in writer Ryukishio 7's works will find plenty to be disgusted at. Kera's art also helps in that regard. However, this is still a survival horror title, which means conserving resources and carefully tackling enemies is as essential as not losing your wits. Here are 15 tips and tricks that will help you survive the trials and tribulations of Ebisugaoka and the Otherworld. Study the map. Despite its size, Ebisugaoka can feel deceptively complex to navigate, especially when trying to outrun whatever twisted horrors emerge from the fog. As such, your map can become one of the most useful tools in the game. It marks the locations of different characters, indicates blocked off areas, and is otherwise great for reorienting yourself regardless of the situation. Don't be afraid to check it whenever, especially since it pauses the action. Explore as much as possible. Make a habit of venturing off the beaten path and exploring the environments, scary as they can be, because there's plenty to discover, including healing items. These can come in handy in some of the tougher encounters, like boss fights, keeping Hanako in the fight for longer. Just make sure you're not fighting every single enemy in the process, which leads to our next tip. Avoid combat whenever possible. Silent Hill F offers a fully realized combat system with dodges, counters, light and heavy attacks, and much more, but regardless of impressions, it pales in comparison to Hanako's real strength. Fleeing like a coward. If embroiled in a battle that isn't on the main story path, it's often wiser to cut your losses and run, even for the sake of sustaining weapon durability. Most enemies in the game won't respawn, so full clearing areas may seem like the best tactic. However, in the long run, avoiding combat is the smarter play. Conserve toolkits. If weapons are the uncommon tier loot of Ebisugaoka, becoming difficult to replace after breaking, then toolkits are the rares. You can use them to repair weapons, but with how few you discover throughout the game, it's often a good idea to save them unless absolutely necessary, and that too only for your preferred weapons of choice. Check your journal for clues. Confounded by a puzzle, especially when Hanako says a symbol looks familiar? Check the journal. Alongside her thoughts and illustrations, which include some frighteningly well-done renditions of the game's monsters, she'll automatically note down any information for a puzzle. It's a great way to keep track of the many symbols and numbers encountered throughout the story. How to unlock more charm slots. Omamori, or charms, confer passive effects when equipped, like reducing the durability lost when using light attacks, reducing the charge time of focus, and more. However, you're initially limited by the number of available slots. To unlock more, gather EMA plates and farm currency. The sooner you can do this, the better, since it will improve your odds of survival early on. Though of course, you need to find the Omamori as well. Also note that only 3 slots are available in your first playthrough. The 4th becomes available in New Game Plus runs. Expanding inventory space. More inventory space is always welcome in a survival horror title, and Silent Hill F provides a few options to expand on it through various bags. Once again, you'll find them by exploring the various environments, but they won't all be available on your first playthrough. Each bag also only provides 1 additional inventory slot, so you still need to manage your items carefully. Upgrading stats. Besides unlocking Omamori slots, EMA plates are also used alongside currency to upgrade Hanako's stats. You can increase health, stamina, and sanity. We'd recommend stamina or sanity, but don't be afraid to invest in more health if the damage starts piling up. Gathering all the plates requires a few runs through New Game Plus, so keep that in mind when choosing upgrades. Mind your surroundings. When combat becomes inevitable, it always pays to mind your surroundings. Ebisugaoka, as noted earlier, can have many tight corners and alleyways, making it easier for enemies to box you in. Create some space and take out each foe separately, rather than flailing around and hoping for the best. Conserve stamina and prioritize perfect dodges. It may not be a Souls-like title in the purest sense, but Silent Hill F has one tip in common with just about any game with a stamina system: conserve it. That means not continuously spamming dodges, especially if nothing is happening. Instead, try to focus on executing perfect dodges, slowing down time and opening up windows to attack or escape. They could be the difference maker between life and death. Study enemy attack patterns and movements. As cliche as it sounds, you should always pay attention to an enemy's attack patterns and movement. Whether you're looking for the best time to strike, trying to land a perfect dodge using your focus attack, or simply running away, it always pays to observe their behavior. Yes, even when the monster hastily stitched together from a myriad of body parts starts smiling at you. Restoring sanity. Focus attacks are notable for dealing big damage and stunning enemies, leaving them open to follow-up attacks. However, they also consume sanity, and while this automatically recovers over time, using focus without any sanity will deplete your health. Keep your focus topped off by consuming items like chocolate, kudzu tea, ramune, and so on. It may seem tempting to use these as exchanges, yet considering their other benefits, kudzu tea can also regenerate HP, while chocolate ensures no sanity is used for a period when activating focus, it's better to hang on to them. Best combat and puzzle settings. Like other Silent Hill titles, Silent Hill F offers separate difficulties for the combat and puzzles. If you're feeling stifled by battles, or even costs associated with recovering, select Story difficulty. Alternatively, if you want more challenging puzzles, you can change their specific difficulties to Hard. Or vice versa, if you prefer more difficult battles with less thinking to slow down the pacing. Either way, tailor these options based on your preferences. Play with Japanese audio. As talented as the English voice cast is, you should opt for the Japanese voiceover when playing for the first time because the lip syncing more closely matches the latter compared to the former. Your mileage will of course vary, but Japanese voiceovers only add to the immersion in this case. New Game Plus and unlocking endings. As you've probably noticed by now, New Game Plus is a pretty big deal in Silent Hill F with several items and upgrades locked behind subsequent playthroughs. It's also mandatory for unlocking the different endings, of which there are 4 more aside from the first run's ending. Without delving into spoilers, New Game Plus is essential if you want the complete story experience. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.